Hey guys, my review today is going to be on the new Kuroko Basket episode, and I'm just going to get right into this episode. It wasn't very too much action, but it had some pretty cool stories and concepts in it. And the episode started out with Kise and how he was kind of like shown untouchable and unstoppable, going all forms of every person in the Generation of Miracles, which I always will always say this is crazy. Probably the best like power in Kuroko Basket. It's not really a power, but it's the best version of basketball in Kuroko Basket, and I think it's very unstoppable. There's no way they can get him. But and he had to stop kind of in perfect copy because he doesn't want to use it all in one time, so he's saving it for later. And what I think the main purpose of doing it in the beginning of the game, and they even said it was, to mess up their flow because Siren is a good amount of points behind them, so they get very eager to make the points back, and they messed up shots and stuff that they usually would get, so it worked. But they sent out Fairy Fury, and he's kind of a coward. He's a first year, the ones that never play, they're always on the bench. And he kind of slowed it down a little bit, calming Kagami down before he went against Kise because he would have lost. And he brought like he made some nice passes. He made a layup, and we also got a very nice backstory on him. But he was there to kind of slow down the pace of the game so they can think a little more. And his backstory was pretty cool. How it wasn't a very long one, but how him and the two other kids, how they wanted to quit basketball, the Syrian high team, because no matter how hard they practice, they will never get in the game because they're not born with natural talent. And he said, we can't, Kagami, he's at a totally different level when you look at him, when you see him. But Kuroko, he's a normal guy. He worked really hard to be where he's at. He's kind of like an inspiration. And I think Kuroko is an inspiration to like players that aren't like naturally talented, like the Generation of Miracles or Kagami. And it kind of it all goes back to the concept like hard work like can pay off in the long run. And they went back to, let's go back to the game, and the coach for Kaijo, I can never remember his name because it's like too long, and he's filthy at basketball. You know how he went against Haizaki, and he went right between his shins, and he's just very good at dribbling and ball handling, and he can drive too. His drives are amazing, and he drove past the guy Idaki, and he's a very hard worker, I guess. Idaki from Siren. He showed they show a flashback of him and how he's been doing it since like second grade, and he has the motivation beyond anybody on the whole entire team. And I think that's really cool. And he learned a new move. It's called the Eagle Spear, and it's where like it's like 100% around him, I think, because they didn't really say what it was, but he went behind him because he got past him to drive first. He was kind of crushed about it. He did it again, and he just smacked it out right out of his hand, and which is kind of a cool. It's not really anything over the top. It's cool. It worked, and the coach is not a coach. The leader of Siren, Kaijo, he's a really good basketball player, and to keep him on his toes is kind of hard. So he passed it to Kise, and that starts Kise versus Kagami. I cannot wait for the next episode. I thought it was going to continue in this episode, but it didn't. And they're going to go head on head. It's going to be sick. I really cannot wait for them to play because I've been waiting for them to play because they're like, I think, the best all around like players in the whole entire series other than Akashi and the Generation of Miracles. And I still think Kise is better than a good amount of the people on the Generation of Miracles. But the thing I really wanted to get in before I ended this review was how Almin said, is this destiny that all of us were born in the same era of the Generation of Miracles and Kagami and Kuroko? It can't just be a coincidence. Like, it has to be destiny, like how we were all together and how we were all born in the same era. And how I was kind of wondering why five once in a decade prodigies came out in the same year on the same basketball team. And hopefully they'll expand on that idea. I'll be able to get to see more of Almin and what he says about it. But that's the end for my review. If you liked it, like the video, subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it, and have an awesome day.